everyone, my name is Doomby and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome, we're happy to have you. Now I know it's been a while since I last posted any videos up here on my channel, but for right now I am back and I'm going to be starting over in Stardew Valley. So with Stardew Valley, I had first played the game on my phone, and after a while I had deleted the game because I wanted to have some extra space and just take a break. Then when I went and reinstalled the game, I found that there actually wasn't a cloud save, so all my data was gone and I had to start over. And I didn't mind that too much. So then I got pretty far. I felt like my second file was better than the first one. But then I started hearing about the mods, and I thought that was really cool how people had come together and expanded the game, added new characters, you know, so on and so forth. So I looked into whether or not you can get mods for the phone because I didn't have a laptop or a personal computer at that point. So long story short, I installed Smappy on my phone, tried to get some mods, then the game was malfunctioning and it would not open. So I had to uninstall the game, and I had completely forgot that from the first time when I had uninstalled the game, I lost everything. And that's what happened. Then I got my third file, which I thought was my best file because I learned from all the do's and don'ts from the first two files, and I was really happy. I had gotten Leo, and I had gotten the dwarf and Krobus, and I was friends with basically everybody in town. But then I made another mistake. So I was doing an alpha test for a game that's actually on my channel. You can look at the first video for Project Me, and I was doing videos for that alpha test for my YouTube channel so I can get my channel started. What happened is that I was deleting files and different forms of data off my phone to clear up some space so I could actually have enough room to make the videos and upload them. But then when I got halfway through the deleting process, I canceled it, and I was like, wait a minute. So then I went to go to check my Stardew Valley file, and yeah, you guessed it, it's completely gone. And with that, I came really far. I had almost 2 million goals. I was at the point of getting the movie theater. I was about to upgrade Pam and Penny's trailer to a house, and I was gonna also clear up the different paths so I could walk through them. But I wasn't able to do any of those things because I accidentally deleted it. And then at that point, I was like, well, I'm kind of done playing the mobile game. And it was still like, you know, in the vanilla since it was for mobile, so I was like, well, the next time I play Stardew Valley, it will be on the PC, and it will be with mods. So now that I am playing Stardew Valley on the PC, I have to say that the experience is a lot better. I mean, because like with the mobile game, it was like a touchscreen, and I didn't really like that, so I had purchased a gaming controller that can just like attach to my phone and then connect through Bluetooth to use. And it actually did work. So if you do have Stardew Valley for the mobile, definitely use a gaming controller. I actually have a link in the description box for the one that I used, and it works perfectly, and the same gaming controller also works really well with the PC. So now that this is my 4th time playing Stardew Valley, my goal is to make it my best file ever. I've learned a lot from the past 3 files, what to do, what not to do, what to save, what not to save. For example, when it comes to like the rocks, the weeds, and when you go into the cave, the quartz, as well as the earth crystals, save all of that. Save as much of it as you can because you will need it for different recipes and for like different tasks. You will need those things, and they will definitely come in handy, especially the coal, the copper, the iron, and the gold. You definitely need those for the bombs when you go to the Calico Desert, because that saves you a lot. Also save your jade and your rubies. Because the rubies you can use in the Calico Desert to exchange them for spicy eel plates. And that not only increases your health and your energy, but it also increases your speed. Also, save your jade for the staircases. So when you do Mr. Key's quest, you can at least trade them in for staircases, and they're also great too in case you get in a bind and you just don't feel like fighting monsters, or you feel like they're coming at you too quickly. So, for this file, just like on my other files, my character's name is Denise. Now, I was kind of taken aback a bit because in the mobile game I was able to do a two-part name. So my character's name was Denise Rockwell, and then she lived on Morris Farm. In the first two files, my hair was like a royal blue color, like a gem tone, and then in the third file, in this one, I decided to go with like a deep plum color. So I found out I could not name her Denise Rockwell, so I decided to have her first name be Denise, her farm name to be Rockwell. Favorite thing, fried chicken. When I first played Stardew Valley, I didn't really understand the favorite thing part, and I didn't really even see the favorite thing in the first two files. So I just named my cat that, or my dog that, because I figured that was the spot for the name, and then when I finally got the animal, the name would stick, and I was kind of confused why I was asked again what their name was when I had already chosen it. But then when I came to the third file, I found out that the favorite thing is for when you eat the star drop. So when I had put Bartleby, that was the name of my cat in that file. I put Bartleby. I think I actually had a dog accidentally in that file, come to think of it. But anyways, I chose the name Bartleby, and when I ate a star drop, it said it tastes like Bartleby, and I thought that was gross. I'm like, why is it saying that? Why is it saying that it tastes like my animal? And then I looked more into it, and I was like, okay, so that makes sense. So then in this file, I decided to put fried chicken, because fried chicken is my favorite food. So now when I eat star drops, it tastes like fried chicken. And since I've played the game before, I didn't really feel the need to go into the intro, so I skipped over that. And I'm just gonna get right into playing the game and meeting villagers, which is my least favorite thing. I do love the villagers, but the whole introductory always got on my nerves whenever starting games, whether it's Stardew, Harvest Moon, or like any game. I feel like sometimes it can drag and the different tutorials can drag, but at least with Stardew Valley, like, it's not like that. And for me, placement, it means everything. So as you can see with my bag, I have my pickaxe first. My pickaxe will always be first. And since I'm not in the mines just yet, or have access to those just yet, the hoe is second, because you will need it to dig up the earth just to find like different artifacts or clay or things like that. Also save your clay, because you will need that for different recipes, or even for having buildings constructed, for example, like the silo. And then my watering can was third, because I would need that for my crops, because that's like, you know, a top task. Now I'm getting ready to plant the parsnips. And to be honest, one of the things that I love the most about farming games is the actual farming aspect. I don't know why, but there's something like kind of calming about watering your crops and then like harvesting them and seeing them grow. And playing on the PC in comparison to the phone, it really is a different experience, because there's a lot more functions that are different. I mean, yeah, like, don't get me wrong, you can also, you know, get the mods, but I felt like overall, though, it's a lot better because the screen is bigger. There's more to do. The controls work a little bit better, I think, too. So I came back and started another file I forgot why I did this actually. I think, yes, it's because I was confused by the farm layout because I wanted to try something else. So I started the file over. So I could choose a different farm. But I'm pretty sure even in this file, like, I ultimately just went with the standard farm type again. Because the beach farm, they said that it's kind of hard to decorate, and I really want to get into decorating the layout on my farm. So I kind of left that alone. The Four Corners, I don't really play co-op that much. The forest farm, I thought seemed kind of cool, but I was also like, nah, I don't know. The farm I definitely refuse to play is the rock farm, the one that has like the geode and the rock deposits. Like, it's kind of like has like all like those different inclines, and it's like semi-mountainous. For some reason that layout made me nauseous whenever I played it. I tried on the mobile actually with one of my with one of the files, and the reason why I don't count it is because I didn't go through with it, because I don't know why, but it's just I started feeling nauseous, and I was like, there's no way. And the decorating was definitely gonna be difficult for that as well. So I just stuck with the standard farm. That's pretty much where that was gonna go. And even with this file, I realized, yeah, you know what, just stick with the standard. And I did. Because I think the first farm I had, the very first farm, I'm not sure which one it was, but it was, I guess, for right now I'm gonna call it like the island type farm. You had like the main farm, and then there's like a wooden plank bridge that brought you to like another like little patch of land that was surrounded by water, and then you go on another bridge, and there's like another little patch surrounded by water, and then I think Grandpa's shrine was on its own little patch of land surrounded by water, like its own little island. And I didn't really have any issues with that, but I wasn't really into the decorating aspect because I was completely new to Stardew Valley and didn't really know how immersive and expansive the game actually was. And then in the second file, I still didn't really decorate too much, but I was doing a little bit more. And in the third file, I was definitely decorating my farm and like having placements. And I do miss that file a lot because I had 2 ostriches, I had about 3 pigs, I had 4 cows, goats. One of them like gave birth 3 times at random, which I thought was kind of strange. I had 4 chickens, dinosaurs, I had the void chickens, ducks. I was so happy and proud of myself because I had all those different animals and I was doing really, really well. But yeah, that's all gone. But it was worth it in the end because I'd rather play on a bigger screen, get the mods to expand the game, and also like make this my best file yet. So any mistakes I made in the first 3 games are being completely omitted in this file. Like I said, if you see like any like stones, weeds, certain gemstones, or ores in the mine, just save all of it. Just save it because it's gonna you're definitely gonna need it in the long run. Third file, I made a mistake of ignoring all the earth crystals because I saw them all over the place, and I was like, nah, I don't really need this for anything. And I forgot what recipe it was, but I actually did need the earth crystals at one point. And when I went back into the mines to go get some, I couldn't find any. So that was kind of annoying. So that's what taught me, just whatever you see, just save it and get it. Build as many chests as you need and just save them, because you never really know when and if you're gonna need them. Yeah, actually I think it was the Riverland. Okay, yeah, so it was the Riverland that I had used in my first file. But then I just stuck with the standard because I figured, why not? So now we're really just gonna go ahead and just start playing the game for real. Okay, so I decided to just go back to the first file that I had originally had, and then just stick with that, because it just would have worked better, I felt. You received 15 parsnip seeds. And then after this, I'm going to go ahead and then after I get these planted, I'm going to go ahead and start trying to meet everybody just to get that out the way. Because my main goal really is to just hit the mines, because that's where you can actually find a lot of good money. And from I think starting from the second file, or more so the third file, reaching the end of the mines was like my main goal to get done, like as like the biggest goals to get done first. And it's pretty much going to be the same way in this file, so I will be hitting the mines quite a bit. Because I want the golden scythe, which is nice. I just don't like the quarry mine. I don't really like that too much, but I want the scythe. So I'm gonna work hard to make sure I unlock the mines, get to the bottom, and also my goal is to get all of the dwarf scrolls. That's my big thing right there, because I actually found out in my third file that the rock, when you first like go into the mine and you on the right, there's like a rock next to the ladder. I didn't know that you could actually hit it with a pickaxe. I didn't know that. And my sister was like, yeah, like you could have actually done that in the very beginning of the game. And I was like, really? She was like, yeah. I was like, wow. So I could have sworn that when I first played the game, like in my first two files, like it just did not work. So that's why I, for the most part, just left it alone. But in my third file, when I was in that skull type, the one with like the flying skulls come at you, the quarry mine, I had my screen zoomed out a little bit and I saw like something on the other side of that, and I was like, wait, what is that? Is that in the regular mine? So then I went to the regular mine, and then I used the pickaxe on the rock, and I saw that the rock was moving, and I was like, oh, okay. And then I kept hitting it, and I was like able to go over there. And then when I saw the dwarf, I was like, oh my god, I finally unlocked the dwarf. And my sister was like, yeah, like you could have done that at the very beginning. So in this file, I actually did wait to unlock the dwarf, because yeah, I can still talk to him, but since he's speaking in Dwarvish, I cannot understand him. I can't buy him anything. So I waited until I got all 4 scrolls. So that was my main task, was to get all 4 scrolls so I could just talk to him straight up when I first unlock him. Okay, so I met Gus. Pierre. Hey, it's Miss Denise, the new farmer. I'm Pierre. If you're looking for seeds, my shop is the place to go. Marnie. Okay, 3 down in 1 shot. Let's see. Oh, there's Alex. Found an artifact. Okay. George. Yeah, it is. Yeah, like honestly, I definitely feel that sentiment. I really do. Evelyn. So, as I had mentioned earlier, I promised not to play this game until it was on the laptop and with mods. This is the vanilla version on the laptop. At this point in recording, for this video, I did get the mods recently. I've had them for at least a week and a few days, so you'll start seeing the mods in like later videos. Okay, I met Penny. Next is Haley. I was actually surprised to meet Haley right off the bat, like in this video, simply for the fact that before, for some reason, it was really hard to find her. She was like one of the last ones I met. Same thing with Sebastian and Elliot. Those were actually the two I disliked. There's Sam and there's Vincent. The last two, the two I disliked meeting the most really was Elliot and Sebastian, and kind of Leah, because Elliot is like, you can't go into his house unless you're his friend, so that took that out. He has a semi-unique schedule where he's either in the forest, or he's on the dock, or he's like in Pierre's place, but for the most part it's kind of hard to like cross paths with him right off the bat. Sebastian, I didn't realize this until this file, but he loves to camp out in his basement like all day in his room. I was surprised to meet Leah this like early on. My goal was to meet every character in the first day. That was my main goal. Unrealistic, but that was still a goal. And Sebastian, I had to wait till he like literally came out of his room. That took a bit, and it was kind of annoying because it was like I want to just go ahead and get this goal reached. And I think I actually met him either the first day or the second day. Okay, so there's Maru and Demetrius. Don't really like Demetrius. I'm not too big on Maru either, because it's like I just feel like she's kind of has like a semi-stale personality. Like there's really like not much to go on. But after, well, at least I felt that was how I felt about Maru. But after having that cutscene with the telescope and the stars, I was like, that's really, really cool. And in this game, I'm going to make it my mission to finally unlock the hatch in her room so I can see what that's about and what's going on. Because I really, really want to know what's down there. And I've been avoiding looking it up because it's so easy to just go to Google and just type in like, what's the hatch in Maru's room, and see like a video or see like a picture of it. Linus. Okay, so Linus, I loved Linus in my first files, even in my third one. But then I saw a side of him that I did not like. So with Linus, I had gotten Leo and I was decorating the outside of his house. And I had put a fence up so it could look and feel as if he actually has a home instead of just living inside of a tree. And so as I was in the further, like the bottom right corner of the tree, just like, adding the fence, Linus comes down from the railroad area and he sees the fence and it aggravates him, and then he kicks it in. And I was like, wait, what? I was like, what? There's Abigail. And I was like, wait, what? Why did he do that? And then so he went down like in like a semi like zigzag or like an L shape, and then he kicked in another part of the fence. And I was like, okay, that's it. I was like, that's it. Linus lost my respect. I still like Linus, but after seeing that, I got mad because it's just like, Leo lost his parents. He's in an area that is unfamiliar to him, and you're gonna kick his fence in. I thought that was so grimy. But that's actually part of the reason why I had issues with Leah, because I remember I was trying to collect seashells on the beach to use those to sell so I could get some extra money. And she draws over there on the other side after you fix the bridge by Elliot's house. Okay, you got Caroline and Jody. Did I already meet Jody? I don't know. Anyways, she draws over there, and she had kicked a sea urchin, and it smashed. And I was like, wait, why would? I was like, that's so crazy. And then one day I saw Vincent like heading towards the library, and there's a dandelion in his way, and he got mad and he went and like kicked the flower. And I'm like, what is going on with these people and kicking things? I mean, you kicked the daffodil, then you got Leah who kicked sea urchins, and then you got Linus who kicked in somebody's fence, and not once but twice. I don't know, like, I feel like some of these people have some unresolved issues. Gunther. Okay, so Gunther is definitely one of my favorite characters. I remember playing the game, I was really sad that I couldn't befriend him or really talk to him for real. But after getting the mods, I was like, yes. So it's nice to see Gunther get away from the counter and be out and about. Like, that actually is really refreshing. And I'm really glad the modders added that feature in there. And I also like the glass casing they added on top of the displays as well. I think that makes it look really, really cool. And I do have something to donate. It is that spatula thing that, well, like that back shoulder blade, I think it is. Seeing these different controls too, I thought was really interesting because most of these were not on the mobile at all. And for the 1.6 update, I'm kind of curious to see like what really is going to be added, because I know that people have made videos about like what's in their wish list, or at least like what like the sneak peeks are from what Concerned Ape had showed. So I'm just looking forward to really getting a chance to just like see what it is. And I hope that it launches soon, because I'm really interested. I'm really curious about that. And part of me wonders if your character will be able to set the birthday. I don't know if there's like a mod for that, or if that's going to be in this upcoming update, or like at least like a future one. Because between this one and Harvest Town, your character doesn't actually have like a set birthday. Everybody else does, but I know like in Harvest Moon or Story of Seasons, like you can set a date. Archaeology, 250 gold. So I have 7 more people to meet. After playing the mods, looking back and seeing the vanilla version, it just feels so weird, like, how, like, the whole landscape, for the most part, has changed. Like, okay, I met Pam, so, just seeing it, like, it's like, whoa. It feels kind of weird. Even, like, the minor changes that, like, you wouldn't notice right off the bat. And I had tried to actually install the mods earlier on, but I was really confused because I noticed like 2 recipes. Well, maybe 4. One was the frog's legs, and I was really confused by that recipe because I was just like, how do you even catch a frog in this game? Because I know that like when you cut like some of the grass sometimes, you'll see like a frog like run away, like just jump and like just disappear. So I was like, do you use the crab pot to catch them? Maybe? I mean, I can just, go online and look that up, but I'm still really curious about that. And then there's like the mixed berry pie, and one of the berries I didn't recognize, so I'm pretty sure that's part of a mod or like an update that I just didn't know about. Okay, you got Morris. I don't even know if he really counted as far as meeting people was concerned. And I remember when I first saw the redheaded girl, I was like, oh, I get to meet her, like, what's her name, like, but you could never talk to her. But at least in the mods, you can talk to her, so I was happy to meet Claire. I'm still trying to, like, befriend her, but it's a little iffy. Okay, there's Penny. Who else do I need to meet? Emily. Okay, there's Emily and Shane. One of the things that actually gets to me is with Penny is how her and Maru are friends, but you never hear Maru mention Penny, and you don't really hear Penny mention Maru. It's like you see them sit on the town bench together, but like you never see like anything else. Like you don't even see them hang out or anything like that, but they're still considered friends. I just thought that was interesting because you don't see anything from between the two of them. Like, at least with, you know, Sam, Abigail, and Sebastian, they will hang out. You know, they're in a band together, like, you see them, like, doing different stuff. Or if it's just, like, it's usually just Sam and Sebastian, you know, and Abigail will, like, come in, you know, once in a while, or, you know, creepily play a flute outside of Sebastian's house. But, like, yeah, like, Mario and Penny, you don't really see that. You even see Penny actually hang out more with Sam, than you do Maru. Which I think is cute. I really do think it's cute. And that's part of the reason why I actually leave Sam alone, because I know that the rivals, so to say, don't get married like they stopped doing in the different Harvest Moon games, but I really do like those two together. And I don't know if there is a mod where they could get married, or if you could request a mod like that. Oh, and there's Clint. Clint was one of the last ones I met in my third file. Bye, Shane. Okay. Did I talk to Claire? I don't remember. Anyways, well, it is what it is. It's getting late. I earned, let's see, 75 goals. That's not bad. All things considered, that's really not bad. Okay, it is a brand new day, and I'm going to water my crops first, and then try to meet Sebastian and try to meet Elliot. Because I think those are the only two I have to meet, I think. Yeah, I think those are the only two. Oh wait, nope, there's Jazz. Yeah, that's right, there's Jazz. Willie. Right, Willie. How? Oh, and Harvey. So it's Willie, Harvey, Jazz, Elliot, and Sebastian that I have to meet. So now that I pretty much know that you won't meet Willie until he sends that letter, you can't meet everybody in the first day, so that's an unrealistic goal. Okay. That's alright, because we still met everybody and was able to move on from there. To the beach. Visit Willie before 5 p.m. I'm not gonna lie, the toughest thing about this game really is just like the moderately slow speed in which you walk, because it's just, I don't know, like especially when you're coming from the mines before the minecarts get fixed. Oh man, it's killer. Like, you really gotta just like move that cruiser, hoping that'll make you go a little bit faster. From what I learned in my third file, the best thing to do, like after you've accumulated some money, is to always have at least 10 cups of coffee with you, and then once you start to get down to, there's Sebastian laying in bed just chilling. But one thing I did learn though is that like once you get down to like your third cup of coffee, then you start to replenish, and then once you get more and more money, then you can get up to more cups. Like in my third file, the most cups of coffee I had on my person was between 35 and 50, sometimes 60. And let me tell you something, that was always something I needed plenty of, especially when it was running late and I had to go home from the mines, or if I was leaving Ginger Island and I needed to get to the dock quickly so I could go home and then run to the mine carts and then take it to the bus stop and then run on my farm, but then also close all the gates on my barns and coops so my animals wouldn't be getting out. So there's Alex again. In my third file too, like as far as like the friendships were concerned, I didn't even focus on that in the first year. I really didn't. That was just not even a goal at all. I waited until my second year though, because I knew that in the beginning of my third year, that's when I would get the eval. And I was like, okay, well, I'd rather do that, like hit every birthday, and give them side gifts. The only person though that I put forth the effort to befriend early on in this file was Sam. Reason being is that I found out that there's his first heart event that takes place only in year 1 during the summer. Only in year 1. And I didn't know that in the first file, the second file, or the third file. So one of my goals for this game is to see his first heart event on the beach. So I did put forth the effort to befriend Sam. And then a little bit later, I try to, like, you know, befriend other people or at least talk to them on a regular basis. But for the most part, for the first year, dead on, it was just get through the mines, get that taken care of, and work on fulfilling other quests. And work on getting money through grow seeds. Because it's not fun to be broke and try to do different stuff. Okay, so you got Vincent, and then you got Jazz. Great, so I met Jazz. Now it's just Sebastian, Elliot, Willie, and Harvey. Sebastian, Elliot, Willie, and Harvey. I think I did meet Clint too. I can't really remember if I did or not. Okay, so now we're gonna meet Willie. Willie is one of my favorite characters though. It feels like having like another grandfather. And he's so chill. So I love how chill he is. It was a big hole. I sold a lot of good fish. Finally saved enough to buy me a new rod. Here, I want you to have my old fishing rod. It's important to me that the art of fishing stays alive. And hey, you received a bamboo pole. Okay, so fishing is definitely not my strong suit in this game. It kind of was in the last file because I had like everything up at a 10, from like mining, farming, all that up at a 10, and fishing was still at a 2 by the time everything else was up at a 10. And I was like, okay, well, I might as well just like get into it. And there were certain fish I was trying to get. So, for example, largemouth bass, albacore, lobster, squid. If you come across any of those in the traveling merchant cart, make sure you buy those. Always be on the lookout for those. At least have 3 largemouth bass. 1, because Jody needs it for dinner. 2, the second largemouth bass is for either Willie or Gus, so definitely save that. And then thirdly, the largemouth bass is for the giant raccoon that sits. Granted, it may change, but definitely save that largemouth bass for that. For the squid, somewhere in the first year, Willie will request a squid. So if you see a squid at the traveling cart, get it. I think in the second year, towards the end of the first year, early second year, Gus will request an albacore. So if you see it, get it. And he will also request a lobster. So if you see it, get it. Now in the fall, when the big request board comes, and when Willie asks for the bug meat, definitely go ahead and fill that quest, because I think that unlocks the bait. So that when you do get the crab pots after completing one of the things from the community center, I forgot how you get the crab pots exactly, but then you'll be able to use the bait. Finally met Sebastian. So it'll be easy, because I think the crab pots also increase your fishing level, so I think that will definitely help expedite that. So we're going to talk about Sebastian for a quick second. Okay, so in my first 2 files, I was going after Elliot. I liked Elliot because he was a redhead, and I have a soft spot for redheads. And I liked how poetic he was, and you could tell that he was a little bit older than in comparison to some of the other guys. But after losing my first file, I was like, okay, so I'll just go for Elliot again. Then in my second file, I was like, you know something? Maybe this is a sign to just bypass Elliot, because I lost 2 files. In my third file, after putting forth the effort to get to know Sebastian, I decided to pursue him, and we were actually dating. So I gave him the bouquet, and we were dating. And the cutscene with him, where you ride with him on a motorcycle, I thought was amazing, because at that point in the game, I put forth the effort to really get into making clothes at Emily's place. So I had made a white outfit, like a white shirt, white skirt, and the white shirt had, I think, a belt that you could color, so I made that blue. And then I had like the flower that I could put in my hair, and I would have like blue boots. Elliot, finally. And I made my own flower dance outfit. And so on the flower dance festival, I had asked Sebastian to dance, and we danced. And I looked so cute in my little outfit. And then I went home, because, you know, the festival had ended. And then I took the back road to Sebastian's house, and then that's when the cutscene started. And so we rode on the motorcycle to Zuzu City, where he talks to you, and then, you know, you kiss on the mountaintop and in the moonlight and the stars and stuff like that. And I thought it was really, really nice how I was all like cute and dressed up, how we had danced during the day, ate some food, and then went on a little road trip, and then just had like a cute like little intimate moment. I thought that was like perfect. And I was gonna marry Sebastian, but then I was like, wait, what if I get the mods? And I keep reminding myself, don't do it for the phone, because you remember what happened last time to your second file. And I didn't know if I could take my mobile file and transfer it to the computer, so there's that. In this file, I don't know who I want. I mean, Sebastian's a really cool guy, but then, you know, I got Stardew Valley expanded, and with the mods there's like more characters, so I don't know. And I'm gonna be getting more mods too to expand the game further, so I don't really know who I have my sights on just yet. I really don't. One thing I will say though is that I'm surprised that Martin isn't a candidate. That kind of surprised me. Like, I don't understand why like he was omitted from that, unless there's like another mod that updates that. I'm not really sure, but I think there is a mod too where Morris is a candidate, which I don't know. I don't know, that seems kind of like strange. So, but yeah, I may end up just going for Sebastian again, but it depends on the other mods that I get, and if anybody catches my eye. But if not, then I'll probably just go for Sebastian. But then again, I don't want to be related to Demetrius either, because I just don't like him. I don't like the way he's impractical. I get that he's intelligent, but it's like he's so impractical. Like the cutscene with him and Robin when she asked for the fruit, and he's like, well, technically tomatoes are a fruit. It's like, yeah, dude, we get that, but at the same time, you are smart enough to know what she meant by that. If she wanted a tomato, she would have just specifically said a tomato. And we get that tomatoes are fruits, or they're at least vegetables, but it's like using your scientific or your intelligence or whatever is not always necessary, and it can really upset the wrong person. Then when it came to the cutscene with the bed, how he was saying that I think like the bedpost or something that she had put was unnecessary. It's like, that lets you know that somebody's not creative. Because a lot of people nowadays want things with bells and whistles, whether it's a handbag, a bed, shoes, whatever, and it just like, he just seems like the type that's like semi-discouraging against, you know, her work. But Robin in a sense seems kind of used to it, one, because that's just how he is, and two, we don't know what her first marriage was like, because we do know that she was divorced and Demetrius is her second husband. And we also know too how much Sebastian does not like Demetrius, so he's always going to take his mom's side. So yeah, that's the only downside to getting with Sebastian for me, is having to be related to Demetrius. Maru, I don't mind. She's not a bad person. She's just like slightly boring in my opinion, but after like the cutscene with the stars, like you see things pick up a bit with her. Elliot, I'm still on the fence about, because I noticed that he really is boring. Like the cutscenes, I liked how they were intimate, but he's a little bit on the boring side, and to an extent that's okay, because you know, you don't need excitement every 5 minutes. But I did feel humiliated for him though when he had that book reading, because when I was first trying to pursue him the first 2 times, I think I chose like a romance novel for him to read, and I was like, okay, well, I made that mistake, so maybe people were leaving or were uninterested because they didn't like the romantic part of the story. So I decided to go for like I think mystery. I think mystery and sci-fi were together, but I think I went for like mystery in my second file, and the same thing happened. And I was like, well, I'll do sci-fi in the third file, and the same result is, so it just came to the resolve, people don't care for his work. They really don't. And for the ones who stayed behind, they were polite. That's all I'm going to say about that. They were polite. But I didn't realize too that Elliot has a drinking problem. They keep making it clear that Shane and Andy, once and if you get the mods, but definitely Shane has a drinking problem. But Elliot, he does too. Like, your first cutscene with him is literally both of you getting sloshed at the bar. And then once you get Ginger Island, and when Gus starts going there and having his bar set up, Elliot's drinking there too, and making it clear that he's a bit tipsy. So that to me is also a concern. I mean, I guess he can. I guess you could say he's not a straight up alcoholic like Shane is, but it's still a concern because the whole like drinking thing for me is just a no, which is why I don't pursue Shane. And I think it'd be cool too for Shane if they had it set up like if there was a mod where you go to Zuzu City and you actually do get to sit in on one of his appointments with the doctor and actually, you know, see that he really is getting the help that he needs. I think that'd be like a really cool mod if it hasn't been done already. Sam, when I first saw Sam, it was a no for me, because to me he kind of looked like a cross between Goku and Zach Morris from, like, you know, Saved by the Bell. And I was like, I don't know. And I was also kind of questioning why he had the biggest room in the house and why his parents' bedroom was basically like the size of a closet and there was like a single bed. But then after getting Mr. Key's house thing where you can go at all hours of the night into people's houses, I saw that Jody and Ken were like sleeping in the same single bed, and I was like, that's kind of strange. Like, how can you sleep comfortably like that? But and then you had Vincent. Like, he's a little different, but I do like Vincent though. What I love about that kid is that he's just he could do better in school, of course, but like he's just nice all the way around. Like, in comparison to Jazz, like, she makes it clear, I don't know you, I'm not allowed to talk to strangers. That's fine, I have no problems with those phrases. But the "you smell like grass" phrase, that made me kind of be a bit standoffish from her. Not gonna lie, it really did. And Clint, I didn't even realize how much of a jerk he was until like my third file and this one, because it's like the way he's like, don't you got work to do? Yeah, Clint, I'm glad he's not a bachelor. I'm glad he's not. But yeah, going back to Sam, yeah, like it's a no, because he seems like he's 17. And I'm not saying he's not mature, but he's just not mature. So okay, Sebastian, Sam, Elliot, Harvey. Okay, Harvey, like, low-key grosses me out. He is a nice guy, and I think it's really adorable when he blushes and makes it clear that he really does care for your character. But he's gross. I guess, like, what happened is that after I went to his house and was snooping around, and then when I went to one part of the hospital, I went to a garbage can, or maybe it was the one in his apartment, but they said that, like, after I went to the garbage can, that there's like nothing in there, but now my hands smell bad, and I was just like, ugh. Okay, yeah, so I gave her, okay, so I had to give somebody a gift, and I gave her the wood because she's a woodsman. So I was just like, hey, you know, give her wood, because that's probably what she'll like. And then when she said, why? It was like, because you like stuff like this? And I realized that was a mistake after she, you know, got slightly offended. So, to this day, I still don't give her any wood. I have yet to give her any gifts for real, to be honest with you, aside from that. And I'm in my second year at this point. But I do know she likes spaghetti and hardwood. And not gonna lie, the chests really do come in handy when you first start the game. Like, they come in super handy. I had so many in my last file. And in my last file, like, I was trying to keep it organized, but it was just all over the place, and I had stuff like in every chest. So in this file, one of my main goals is to definitely make sure that I have each chest organized to save myself the trouble later. Because once it's organized and you know where, like, you have everything together, for example, I have a chest that's like nothing but for like fish and seashells and, like, you know, aquatics and stuff like that. I have another chest for I guess it's like a general chest, like with like my my tools, weapons, rocks, weeds, clay, you know, that sort of thing. I have a chest that's specifically for like mining, like the bombs, like the ores, the gems, the geodes. I have a foraging chest where it's like nothing but forageables. So anything I find I can just like put in there. And then I have like a crop chest for things that I grew. And I think I have like a miscellaneous chest. And I had it like and I kind of had like a food chest before I like upgraded my house in the second year, before I got a fridge. Because once you stay organized in this game, I find that it just makes it a lot easier. Especially when you collect certain things, like I was mentioning earlier about like the albacore, the largemouth bass, and like the different fish. So you can just put it right there in your chest and just like get it when that quest arises. It just makes it so much easier. Like yeah, because I think you only can grow amaranth in the fall, but when it came to like the amaranth, I had automatically purchased that and started growing some, and then Marnie's quest came, and I was like, okay, well, I just got a few more days for it to finish growing, and then I can just give it to her. That just made it easy, because when you recall some of the things that you, like the different quests that come with the game, when you start recalling that, and then you start, like, you know, getting that prepped before or like during it actually is requested, it just makes it so much easier. So much easier. Like with the peppers, George asked for that, so I made it a point to save the peppers when I grew them. I think somebody asked for parsnips. No, wait, that was for the community center. Speaking of which, the community center, after the second file, the first file, I didn't get that far. Got like, maybe like a third of the way through the community center. Or barely. That was like my weakest file. Not gonna lie, it was my weakest file. But when it came to my second file, I completely finished the community center. I saw Pierre, you know, bought Morris into the sky. And what really made me mad is how I put in so much effort into getting the community center built. And what I did not like was how nobody used it after it was built. And then I realized that the community center was just a giant, I mean, yeah, you can get, like, you know, the Calico Desert and the greenhouse and the panning and, you know, like those type of locations done. But I didn't appreciate how it just seemed like it was just like one giant friendship thing. And I'm like, well, I can just go up to people, talk to them, and give them gifts. And give them gifts on their birthday just to be their friend. But to like really go through all that trouble just for their friendship, to me, was a bit ludicrous. So in my third file, what I did was I went the Joja route. I caved in and I went the Joja route. I did do some of the stuff in the community center so I could get certain things like seeds, you know, like makers, tappers, kegs, you know, stuff like that. I got to a certain point, and then after that, then I just went and got the Joja membership because I felt that was a lot better. And plus I also felt bad too because I would lose Claire and Morris. And I didn't want to lose them because I was like, well, those are two extra people that you'll never see again. And the community center, like I said, that really made me mad. And I felt like with the Joja route, everything was expedited after that. Like, everything was expedited. Like, from getting Leo to going to, like, the witch's hut to, like, just everything. Like, that's when the game, like, really picked up. And I was like, wow. When it came to the community center, I felt like everything was just like at a standstill. And even in this file, I did the same thing. just like I did in my last file, actually, I had remixed the bundles to see like if I could do anything different. And I think I prefer the remix a little bit more. But yeah, so I did choose the JoJo route after I got to a certain point in the community center. So all I have to do now is just get the Calico Desert fixed, the bus to the Calico Desert fixed, and then the panning, and I think like one more thing. But yeah, so for the most part, that's pretty much where this file is gonna go. I'm gonna make this like my best file ever. That is my goal. Oh, and also before you go to the Calico Desert, make sure you get your pickaxe up to gold. Like literally upgrade your pickaxe to gold. Save all the ruby and jade you can. If you get any bombs from slaying monsters in the mines, make sure you save those bombs and do not use them. Save all the copper, stones, coal. Save all of that if you can. Save all of it, because you would definitely need that for the Calico Desert, and it'll make it so much easier. So much easier, because I have like a few hundred stones. Well, maybe like 3,000 or more stones. Like a few hundred coal, a few hundred copper, a few hundred iron, and those those two things that you get, like the sun type thing, like the solar essence and the dark essence, save those two because you'll need those when you make the mega bombs. I found that out, and once you unlock Krobus, you'll definitely need those as well. They'll be of like a real benefit. So yeah, going forward, I'm just gonna make sure for the most part I don't waste anything, because it's not fun when you finally unlock something and you can't use it to its fullest because you really messed up by not getting the things that you needed earlier. And then so I'm going to end it here, and then in the next video I'm going to include tips and tricks that I learned for better gameplay. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. And also, please don't forget to like and subscribe to support my channel. I'd really appreciate it.